Today we're talking about checking out the neighborhood before you buy a house. So here are 5 tips that you can look at in the neighborhood before you buy a house. Number 1, you want to drive that neighborhood at night. What we're looking for are people staying out late. We're looking for people with a lot of activity in the streets. And we're also looking for a lot of cars parked on the streets. Usually you'll find some of the nicer neighborhoods or neighborhoods that are a little bit more peaceful will have less cars parked on the street, and they'll be up in the driveways or up in the garages. Number 2, find out when trash day is in the neighborhood that you want to live. When you're driving around that neighborhood, you'll notice some houses may have big piles of trash there because they're doing renovations. Others you can see where neighbors might not be as polite with their trash and leave it outside of the bins, and this can give you a good idea of demeanor of your neighborhood. Number 3, you want to check out the schools. Now, your real estate agent is not going to be a good source for school information necessarily. So you'll want to use some internet sources like greatschools.com and take a look at some of the ratings of the schools in the area. Pay attention not just to the ages of your kids and what schools they're going to be in, but think well into the future, 10 years, 15 years down the line, depending on your kiddos. Number 4, everybody wants to think about crime. Now, we know that crime knows no address. There's going to be problems in the best neighborhoods in town and in some of the worst neighborhoods in town. This is another thing that your real estate agent really can't speak to, and you need to do a little bit more research on your own. I would recommend that you reach out to some of the local police departments and ask them about crime sites that can give you statistics if you're interested in statistics. And there are plenty of places online that you can Google to and find out some more information about your neighborhood. But take this stuff with a grain of salt. Sometimes things get recorded that are not very accurate. So tip number 5, let's think about HOAs or homeowners associations. Some homeowners associations are active and they're actively looking for people violating the policy and they're keeping their neighborhoods clean. Others are not very active. You may see overgrown yards, you may see damage on roofs, you may see damage on the actual house where the curb appeal is. Now, in those areas, that's going to be something to really focus on when you're looking at the neighborhood. Do a little research with your real estate agent about that HOA and find out how active they really are. It can affect your values in the future. So here's a bonus tip for you guys. We've been focusing on the outside of the house and the neighborhood. Now let's think about the inside of the house that you want to buy. Your real estate agent can help you find out who sold the best house in the neighborhood in the past couple of years. Maybe that house had a pool, maybe it had hardwood floors, or maybe it had great light fixtures. Well, whatever that house sold with is going to be the maximum that you should upgrade the house you buy. Anything over and above that could very well be money lost. All right, guys, so that was 5 tips on how to choose your next neighborhood and a bonus. But remember, you're the one that's in charge of your future.